Talking about Newfound Glory, their album is called Forever and Ever Times Infinity. This is the 10th studio album from the Florida pop punk band. At this point, someone might consider them the godfathers of the genre, but we know better, don't we? Because that title goes to... That's right, Carolyn, the Descendants, of course. But all the like newer pop punk bands that are coming out now look to Newfound Glory and saying like they are why we do what we do.
Ugh. I mean, oh.
As you can probably tell, I'm an elitist fan of hardcore street punk and skate punk. So I naturally disdain NFG when they released their self-titled sophomore album back in the year 2000. In the year 2000. And a lot of people are like, what are you doing? And that's showing my age that I'm referencing Conan O'Brien from like 20 years ago. But over the years, I'm like, you know what? Newfound Glory has some enjoyable songs here and there. And that is one reason why I was pretty lenient when they released the last album we reviewed. Ironically, it was called Makes Me Sick. Came out back in 2017. I thought the album was a bit more mature, had like softer songs at times. The band started to blend some alternative pop rock into their sound. It was fine. So I'm sure it's probably alienated some of like the older fans when a band changes like their sound a little bit. But I think that's why with this album, they're returning to their crunchy, melodic, punkier roots. So the question is, are they being true to their origins, or are they just pandering to their 40-year-old fans? Like, I know, yeah, maybe their fans are in their 30s, but you get what I'm saying. So, Caroline, you were saying earlier that you just know of them. You never heard a song by them.
Yeah, I think I've heard like the name of the band. I think I've heard those three words in that order.
So I think like whether you've heard Newfound Glory songs in the past or not, I feel like after like the first 4 or 5 songs, you get the gist of this entire album. Upbeat, catchy at times, pop punk layered with singer Jordan Pundick's whiny vocals. I get it.
Yep.
And let's not forget to mention every song is about romantic relationships or loyalty to the fellas. So I'm like, it's amazing that they are in their 40s and still can sing about awkward teenage crushes. But their music is really relatable to people that deal with these high school like issues, and maybe even a little older. Like you're like, I don't know if the girl likes me. It's just this really awkward thing that goes on.
It's easily consumable.
Yeah. So I feel let's just talk about the songs that are standouts. You know,
okay.
Starting off the song "Shook by Your Shaved Head," the lead track. It's got like a thick metalish guitar riff that is courtesy of the lead and rhythm guitarist Chad Gilbert, who's doing double duty now for the past 3 albums ever since their second guitarist left. Jordan is recalling running into his ex, and now she's bald, I guess. I guess that's the point of the song. And then the following track, Get Greatest of All Time, maintains the band's sometimes aggressive sound. But how random was that reference in the chorus? We would make the best team better than the 96 Bulls.
That's right. I forgot it was that song. Yeah.
I'm like, I guess. Why are we talking about that? Like,
this whole album feels like it belongs in 1996.
I know that's early in the album, so you were kind of like, I don't know what to make of this band yet. But
they kept me guessing. No, they didn't.
So the song "Nothing to Say" has some infectious gang vocals that the band usually does. They do that on their older albums. And there's also a pretty decent hardcore breakdown that finishes off the track. So were you actually surprised at how heavy the album gets?
I feel like the album was just one big song. I do think I liked this song because it sounds different from the other songs.
Yeah. And I think honestly with that song, with hardcore, Himalayas like brings like that metal riff back in the intro. And then that quick circle pit inducing percussion like comes in and sends the song off at top speeds. There are slow paces on the song, but in the end I thought the song like will appeal to hardcore and pop punk fans alike. And that's really when Newfound Glory hits their like perfect spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked that song a lot because of that. Like it was like the most distinct song on the album. But like the lyrics themselves, like I don't know what they were singing about. It was just a list of like generic advice phrases.
It's actually amazing when you hear a Newfound Glory song, you have no idea what it's about because that is fucking rare. It's pretty on the nose what they're talking about. Like it's before the song even begins, it's like once you get the idea what the band is about, you know what they're gonna sing about.
That is true.
The song "Same Side Sitters" it has that fast-paced energy, as well as like very catchy lyrics, along with like the lead guitar riffs that layer on top of that. I thought that sounded really good. This track is literally about sitting on the same side of the restaurant booth with this special someone, despite how cringy it looks. And I think people listening right now are like, that sounds fucking corny. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? You got song titles on here like "Stay a While," "Like I Never Existed," "Trophy," "Do You Want to Settle Down?" So you know, overly sweet, sappy love songs are Newfound Glory's bread and butter. Little advice to you guys out there: you should take precaution listening to this album if you're a diabetic, because it
Yeah.
is sappy and sugary as dude.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so tedious. It's like 15 tracks of the exact same thing.
Yeah. Caroline is actually like kind of a horror movie genre fan. They have a song on here called "Scarier Than Jason Voorhees at a Campfire." Like, what do you think Jordan believes is more terrifying than a hockey mask wearing psychopathic murderer? Falling in love.
Yep.
That is scary, man.
Yeah.
Were you mad about that song that threw you off?
Oh no, I had zero expectations at this point. The only way it could have lowered my expectations is if the track started and it was just complete silence. And actually, in that case, I probably would have liked it because that would have been daring and interesting.
Yeah. We are actually being kind of hard on them because there are two songs that aren't bouncy melodic pop punk. They got the song "More and More" and it's a softer acoustic romantic ballad where Jordan is proclaiming his love for his Valentine will
Mhm.
grow more and more each day. Yeah, somewhere a cheesy pop punk loving couple are planning to have that as
That's their wedding
their
song.
song. Yeah, they're like because we can only listen to so much Ed Sheeran. Then this song, "Slipping Away," it's like more melancholy alt punk vibe with like the somber guitar rhythm, mid tempo instrumentation. But now it's the opposite. Now it's like a love lost. This is a depressing breakup song, but they're trying to like be uplifting. When it fades out with that repeated line, "Kid, you've done all you can do. You can't make someone love you who doesn't want to." You know what? That is still fucking depressing
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Yeah, so that's all the songs that actually stood out to me. So if you have any you want to say, I'd love to hear them.
I think you mentioned more than I liked. So I'm good.
All right. I mean, I sound like I'm being hard on them, you guys, but I'll just close out like this. So I don't know if it's like the familiarity of like the music or the common lyrical theme throughout, but I thought the album dragged for me. It does actually live up to the title because it felt like forever and ever listening to this album. Um, I don't think Newfound Glory album should exceed 40 minutes because it's 15 tracks. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you've been saying the same thing for over 20 years, like perhaps we can get the point in 10 to 12 tracks, but at least the fans will be pleased. So I have to be fair and say this album is fine. You can download it. I know my fine was really like reluctant, but
And honestly, I think that that's what really got to me is that every single song is like a love song, except for maybe one. And like love songs, they just bother, like they just annoy me. Like if there's too many on an album, they become very annoying to me. And this album is nothing but sappy love songs, and they all also sound the same. And I mean, as soon as I heard the singer's voice, I knew what the album was going to sound like and do for 15 tracks. The songs were too similar to each other to sound distinct in any real way. So it was kind of just like listening to like, one big song.
mm,
Um, and I said, so reminiscent of those annoying early 2000s bands. So skip this.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. It did not work for her. I don't think she'll be listening to her older stuff because
No.
honestly, she's already heard it.
I was just gonna say.
But come at us if you're fans of the NFG. Let us know in the comment section why we are wrong about this being perfectly in a blissful state of stagnation. Or maybe you don't like it as much as they do. Let us know in the comment section or send us an email to tell us your thoughts. We appreciate all that.